Hey everybody, welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're watching the first round of the trophy series. This is at Newcastle, my home track. This is Heat 2. So this was without a doubt my worst race ever. I'm going to try and keep it short. I'm going to be honest, I had someone helping me. Didn't really want them helping on the kart. I just wanted them there as a friend, support, someone to talk to, hang out with. I didn't really want them there as a mechanic. This person really wanted to change everything on my setup. Look, it is what it is. That's how some people do it. Some people like to change every little thing. Me, I was the fastest in my class. I know I was faster than everyone else in my class. I know my setup was fast. I didn't want to change anything. I knew it was going to go on the track and it was going to win. But that's not what happened. Practice went really good. I was fastest in practice. And then things went bad at qualifying. So that's when the other person came in to try and pit crew for me. Qualifying, the clutch drum was slipping because there was too much lube in that area. I know it wasn't me because I actually spray at the back sprocket. I don't spray at the front sprocket. I did see this person spray at the front sprocket and it was causing slipping upon acceleration. I lost about 5/10 of my pace. I put me in the back of the field, as you can see. Heat 1, I put that one on me. I was charging the battery. I don't think the battery fully charged. I probably didn't connect the terminals correctly as well. So Heat 1, there was engine issues. It was cutting in and out. I just came into the pits and it was a DNF. This is Heat 2. Look, it wasn't too bad of a heat. I did find, I don't know, once again, I don't know if there's something happening, but you can see the massive gap. I just had no acceleration on starts, and I don't know what happened in number 8 there. I was literally, it's taken me like 5 times to do this commentary. So number 8 spun. I never saw that. I think that was 71. That was actually the guy that was first in my class. So it was good that he kind of came off the track there, gave me track position. So I'm first in my class right now. Everybody in front of me is in a faster class, so they're in tag light. I'm tag restricted. And then there's a third class that's 4SS. They're fairly slow. You'll see me overtake a few of them. It's really interesting that I'm actually keeping up with these tag light drivers. Yeah, it's quite interesting. That was an amazing pass. I actually really liked that pass. I never pass there because I'm horrible at that corner. I could never get that corner, but I'm starting to understand that corner a bit more. Got a good pass. I was happy with that. And then literally I'm just trying to keep up with these lights. I want to see what this engine can do because this is my new Fireball engine. First time at this track. Oh, sorry, I did a test run at the start of the year with this engine just to see what gear ratio it would be. And so technically this is its first race. I want to see how it does against other engines. I want to see if it can keep up with these light drivers, and it actually did for a fair amount of laps. I was quite impressed. They're supposed to be 2 seconds faster than me, so the fact that I'm sticking with them right now, it's a good sign. In saying that, I'm actually still off pace. I'm still I'm trying to remember. I think I did a 50.6 in this heat. So I should be doing around 60.4, 60.3. Scratch that entirely. 50. Did I say 50? Yeah, 50 point. There's too many numbers going through my head. So I think I did a 50.6, and I'm supposed to be doing, based on my pace and time previously, like test days and everything. And on test day, I was on old tyres, and I was doing 50.4s, 50.3s. So I was still off pace. I do think it's still got something to do with person that was trying to help me. He was trying to tune the carby. I don't know why. I told him that it was set up by the person who built the engine. I was happy with it. I think he touched it, and I tried to move it back because I have it marked on the carby. So I think I tried to move it back, but I don't think that is the issue of the performance drop in my case. But once again, I don't understand why he was trying to touch the carby. In saying that, he was trying to help. Look, I don't hate the bloke. He's a great person. I don't want to talk too much about this because I'm trying to commentate on the race. But he had no ill intentions, and in the end, it is my fault because it's my kart. I should be checking over everything. I should be monitoring what's happening to the kart. I shouldn't be. That's what my dad always said. My dad always said, don't let anyone touch it without you. He never said that. He just said, don't let anyone touch it. He was very strict. He only wanted to touch his kart and everything. My dad also said, if you're in first, don't change anything. So what's the point of changing anything if you're in first? I was the fastest out there, and you was faster than everyone. No point in changing it. But things happen. Let's not dwell on the negatives. In a bit, I do start to. So I was still sticking with them for a while, but I noticed that I had a big gap behind me. So I do start to ease off. I just want to. In my head, I'm like, oh, I'll just conserve tires. Don't want to go under weights. I don't want to go under on fuel, because that was another thing I was worried about. Because the other person wanted to drop lead off and up the fuel in my car, but he didn't know that I'm very not fuel conservative, but I have to monitor my fuel levels a lot, because I'm too heavy for lights and I'm too light for heavies. So medium's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to put too much lead on the car because I don't like too much lead being on the car. That's pretty straightforward. So I use most of the weight with the fuel. So the fuel tank is maxed up already. If I drop the fuel level, then obviously I have to add more lead. I don't want to do that. So fuel's maxed up in the tank. And he, for some reason, wanted to take the lead off and up the fuel. I did tell him that it has to be at this level. And I went out, I got scared, I got very close to going under. And I changed it back for the next heat. Yeah, so this is why I don't like doing commentary. I don't know what to talk about. There's nothing happening in the race. Okay, so we're coming up to the 4SS driver. That was nice commentary. I'm pretty sure everyone would have left the video by now, but there were people that were wanting me to do full commentaries, and I'm pretty antisocial and I'm not good at talking, so I stopped doing commentaries because I have no filter and I say some bad things, not unknowingly, like not intentional. So that's why I only just did the small startup intros and left it at that. If you do like the commentary, let me know. If you don't like it, also let me know, because I'd rather honesty and someone say, hey, best you don't do them, awesome, won't do them. But if I have people like, hey, awesome mate, that kind of kept me more interested in the video, listening to you talk about the race and the race day and what happened off the track and on the track. It gives me an idea of what the viewers want in the video. Personally, I just like to listen to the engine, like to listen to the acceleration, the brake locking, the tyre screeching, the passing, like the sounds when you pass other drivers. I like to listen to that. Some people like the commentary. Who knows? Some rounds I can just do when it's boring like this. I can just talk when they talk about the race, the day, the event. Maybe on days, or not days, sorry, maybe on races where it's really intense and there's a lot of passing, and then I might just not do commentary and just really watch some good excitement. But yeah, leave a comment if you've gotten this far and you actually heard what I spoke about. Yeah, leave a comment. Negative, positive, doesn't bother me. Heat 3. So because of the overlube in qualifying, the other person wanted to strip the whole right side of the kart down and clean it all, which I was fine with the cleaning part, but like, he wanted to take the clutch drum off and everything, and he took the sprocket off, which didn't need to. He was asking for a tooth stopper, like you put an item, an object, man-made object into the starter tooth of the engine, and that stops it rotating so you can unbolt the clutch drum. I was telling him, I said, you don't need to do that. You're taking off too much stuff. Cleaning it on the outside will be fine. It's probably already going to be like, it's going to be gone by the time we're going back out, kind of thing. So I saw him take off the sprocket, and I should have checked the bolts, because a lot of people nowadays use self-tightening sprocket carriers, and this was a brand new sprocket carrier, never been used before, brand new, and it's not a self-locking carrier. So you've got to hold an Allen key on one side and a ratchet on the other side, and you've got to tighten it up that way. Where self-locking, you just have to tighten up the bolt and it's done. So once again, I can't blame the person, because they were just trying to help. But on Sunday, which was the start of it, yeah, that was a close one. That one scared me a bit, because I kind of picked up the pace a little bit at the end, because I saw people catching up to me, and I didn't know if it was people in my class or people in the light class. And yeah, I was trying to pass that guy fairly quick, and I started defending a little bit at the end. But just quickly, once again, not many people are going to be here for the end of the video, but just quickly. So Sunday was the start of Heat 3. I noticed something was loose in the rear when I was moving the rear tyres, and I thought it was a chain. I touched the chain and it did feel loose. The chain was a lot loose than what I liked. So I actually tightened the chain up, but what I didn't do is fully check the whole rear, and I didn't check the bolts and the sprocket. So look, you got to blame me because I didn't check it. I can't blame anyone else but me. I can be angry and upset, but in the end it's my fault. So that's what happened in Heat 3. You'll see it in the video. I pull off to the side. It's because my sprocket completely came off. Destroyed the sprocket, destroyed the sprocket carrier, but yeah, you'll see it next week. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.